Yumi gave birth. Since returning home, Yumi naturally thought of Guo Qiaoqiao and Guo Zuo. It was time for them to come back. That was what Yumi was worried about. No need to say more about Guo Qiaoqiao. As for Guo Zuo, he is a nice person, but inevitably, he will not be able to stand up to a vixen like Yuxiu. You can't watch them all day long, and they might cause some ridiculous things. In detail, Yumi is more worried about Guo Zuo than Guo Qiaoqiao. According to Yumi, of course, it's better not to see them. However, this home is theirs after all. As long as they come back, Yumi can only force a smile and do her best to be a good stepmother. Days passed day by day, and there was no news of Guo Qiaoqiao, nor any news from Guo Zuo's end. Yumi's worries had changed and seemed to have turned into hope. However, she couldn't look forward to it anymore. What surprised Yumi was Guo Jiaxing. Guo Jiaxing never mentioned them, as if they have never existed in this world. It is really rare to be a father like this. Guo Jiaxing doesn't mention them, and Yumi naturally doesn't have to. But Yumi is not at ease anymore, and she always carries it in her heart. Finally, she couldn't help it and asked Yuxiu once. Yuxiu said with a straight face, "They won't come back. Guo Qiaoqiao has gone to the textile factory a long time ago." Yuxiu said this and nothing else. Yuxiu only talked about Guo Qiaoqiao, but how did she know that they would not come back? Yumi still wanted to ask, but Yuxiu had already left. No matter what, Yuxiu's prediction was correct. It was already New Year's Eve. Guo Qiaoqiao was nowhere to be seen, and Guo Zuo had no news at all. Once the Spring Festival had just passed, the good news arrived. This good news was not brought by anyone else, but by Yumi's daughter. Yumi finally delivered. It's a girl. The whole family was very happy. Yumi's face was quite happy, but deep down she was extremely disappointed. Yumi wished to be a boy, and she made this decision before she got married. The first child must be a boy. Yumi's mother is too irritating to Yumi on this issue. Her mother gave birth to a lifetime of children, including 7 girls. Why? Just to get a baby son. Yumi often thinks, if she were a man, why would her mother be like that? How could her family be like that? It's really hard to get started. It seemed that her mother's bad luck still fell on her. Yumi was laying on the bed, quite resentful and angry with her daughter and herself. But it was hard to tell people. Fortunately, Guo Jiaxing likes her. It is the kind of genuine joy that comes from old age having a kid. Yumi thought Guo Jiaxing could actually smile. When had he ever been so kind to her? Thinking about it in this way gave Yumi some comfort. A mother is valuable because of her child. If Guo Jiaxing loves her daughter so much, her life in the future will not be very bad, so it is worth it. I'll continue giving birth. What really surprised Yumi was Yuxiu's love for her niece. Yuxiu liked her so much that she would hold her little niece in her arms whenever she had free time, her face filled with the satisfaction that only a mother can have. Yumi has carefully observed that Yuxiu is not pretending, and she is definitely not trying to flatter her. She is just cherishing her in her heart. The look in her eyes is there, and she can't fake it. Eyes don't lie. Yumi thought she didn't expect this little slut to have such a caring heart. It's really weird. One should not be judged by her appearance. It's true. Yumi was in confinement and asked for leave for Yuxiu. Yuxiu then devoted herself to serving the confinement at home. Anyway, the work at the purchasing station has become free. Speaking of which, Yuxiu is really devoted to the child, mainly at night. After the child came home, Yuxiu never took off her clothes when she went to bed. and Yumi could call her any time. It seemed that this vixen had enlightened herself this time and was really sensible. Yumi was so happy that she simply asked Yuxiu to put the bed in the main room. Apart from Yumi's breastfeeding, Yuxiu did everything else at night. The main thing was, of course, diapers. Yuxiu's attitude towards diapers made Yumi very satisfied. Yuxiu is not afraid of getting dirty. Whether a person really likes children or pretends to like children, diapers are the test standard. If one is not afraid of any kind of dirt, that is true and close love. For any woman, she only wouldn't dislike her own kids. As long as it's indirect, noses and eyes are both wrong. Yuxiu is quite good at this point, like a biological aunt, and in many ways she is even more like a mother than Yumi. This girl, Yuxiu, seemed to have grown up overnight. Many times, the kid pooped on Yuxiu's yellow coat, but Yuxiu didn't mind and just wiped it with water. Yuxiu's coat was so dirty. Several times, Yumi wanted to give Guo Jiaxing's ex-wife's woolen coat to Yuxiu and persuaded Yuxiu to change it and wash it. But Yuxiu turned around, patting the child, and said, "Baby's poop, auntie's soup. I'll be greedy if I don't scoop." When they have free time, they just do the usual things. They even chat randomly. This is unprecedented. Yumi thought sisters were really interesting things. Although close, they are actually enemies. They have a lot of hatred. But in the end, they are still close. Yumi and Yuxiu look after the child, and slowly they talk about everything. Yumi even talked to Yuxiu about Yuxiu's future marriage. Yumi said, "Don't worry, I've been looking for someone for you." Yuxiu never took her sister's advice on this issue. Yumi comforted Yuxiu and said, "It's okay. As long as you are a woman, you still have to pass the test sooner or later." This is the tone of a person who has experienced it. It sounds like caring so much. Yuxiu was touched by her sister's warm-heartedness several times and wanted to cry. She just wanted to throw herself into her sister's arms, tell her all the stories, and cry sadly. But Yuxiu held back every time. Yuxiu was worried that she couldn't help it. Of her eldest sister's temper, Yuxiu was aware. When she's nice, she becomes a bodhisattva. If she really knows the whole story and turns against her, she could be very cruel. On the surface, Yuxiu is holding Yumi's child, but in her heart, Yuxiu still regards her as her own child and Guozuo's child. This is a confusing illusion, and Yuxiu doesn't know why. Yumi's daughter was sleeping peacefully in her arms, but her own child had not been born yet. It was jumping around in her belly, but it was like dead. The same sisters. Both have Guo's kids, which is hard to describe. What Yuxiu fears most is the fetal movement while holding her little niece. One is in her hands, and the other is in her belly. For every moment, it's very delicate, very coquettish, and very unruly, always irritating and teasing Yuxiu. Yuxiu was really heartbroken at this time, but dared not to cry. She just opened her eyes wide and looked everywhere. What was she looking for? Yuxiu didn't know either, just looking for it. She looked for it around, but couldn't find anything. Look around, empty.